Solutions to question 6 to 10. Cambridge Igcse Mathematics, Paper 2 Extended, May June 2024, 0580/21. Question 6. The diagram shows 5 kites that are congruent to kites A, B, C, D. Each kite is joined to the next kite along one edge. Angle DAB equals to 40 degrees and DCE is a straight line. Find the value of x. Now, since DC is a straight line and the sum of angle of a straight line is equals to 180 degrees, and the angle here equals to 180 degrees. Now, since the 5 other kites are congruent to kite A, B, C, D, hence, if this is theta, this equals to theta, this is theta, this angle is equals to theta, this angle equals to theta. So it means that 6 thetas equals to 180 degrees. Now, also, based on the congruency, it means that this is equals to x, this is also equals to x, this is equals to x, this also equals to x, this also equals to x. Now, from the property of a kite, one of the key properties of a kite is this: opposite angles that are obtuse are equal. That is, one pair opposite angle, which are obtuse angles, are equal in a kite. Hence, ADC is an obtuse angle, ABC is an obtuse angle, and ADC is opposite angle to ABC. Hence, ABC is also equals to x. And we know that the sum of angles of a quadrilateral equals to 360 degrees. Hence, the sum of angles in kites ABCD equals to 360 degrees. Before we can determine the value of x, we need to find the value of theta. How do we find the value of theta? Now, from what we have there, since this is a straight line which is equal to 180 degrees, now 6 theta equals to 180 degrees. Now, dividing both sides by 6, 6 theta divided by 6 equals to 180 degrees. Divided by 6. 6 and 1, 6 and 1. Now, it means that the value of theta equals to 30 degrees. Now, since we know the value of theta, let's go back to the angle. We know that angle DCB, this angle, which is theta, is now equals to 30 degrees. Now, from what we have, it means that 40 plus x equals to 360 degrees. Let's find the value of x. Now, 40 degrees plus 30 degrees plus x is equals to 360 degrees. Now, 40 degrees plus 30 degrees will give us 70 degrees. So we have 70 degrees plus 2x equals to 360 degrees. Now, 2x equals to 360 degrees minus 70 degrees. When 70 degrees move to the right, it becomes minus 2x equals to 360 minus 70 degrees. That's 290 degrees. So dividing both sides by 2, what are we going to have? Then x will be equals to 145 degrees. 2 here 1, 2 here 1. So that's 145 degrees. We write the answer. 145 degrees. That's the value of x. Now we are done with the solution to question number 6. Now we move to question 7. Question 7. Now, looking at question 7. Looking at the question, the diagram shows a shape from a triangle JKL and a semicircle with diameter JL. JKL is an isosceles right-angled triangle with JK equals to JL equals to 12.8 centimeter. A. Calculate the area of this shape. Now, the area of this shape is equal to the sum of area of triangle KJL and the semicircle. Now, before we can find the area of the semicircle, we need to calculate the radius of this semicircle. How do we determine the radius? 2 radii is equals to diameter. Hence, radius is diameter divided by 2. Radius is diameter divided by 2. So let's look for radius first. So that is diameter divided by 2. So we have radius to be equal to d over 2. And what is d? That's diameter. And that's 12.8 centimeter. So we have this to be 12.8 divided by 2. And what would that give us? That will give us 6.4. The radius equals to 6.4 centimeter. That's 6.4 centimeter. Now, let's calculate the area of the shape. So the area of the shape, equals to half base times height plus area of semicircle, and that is pi r squared divided by 2. Now the next thing for us to do is to substitute the values. Now this is going to be equals to half times, what is the base? The base is 12.8. 12.8, then times the height. The height of the triangle, that's also 12.8. 12.8, then plus, what do we have? Plus the area, plus the area of the semicircle, so that's pi into brackets the radius, which is 6.4 square divided by 2. So this will give us 2 here 1, 2 in 12.8, and that will give us 6.4. So we have 6.4. So we now have 6.4 times 12.8, and that will give us 81.92. Then plus, what do we have? Pi times 6.4 square divided by 2, and that will give us 64.3398. 64.3398. Now the addition of this will give us 146.2598. 146 point 2598 in centimeter square. Now we can leave our answer based on the Igcse specification. Let's leave our answer in 3 second figure, and that will be approximately 146, because looking at 3 second figure from the left, we have 1, 2, 3. Looking at this, second one, 2, third, and at the back of 6, the next number, regardless of the point, is 2, which is not up to 5. So the answer is going to be equals to 146 approximately. That is the solution to question 7a. Now, question 7b. Calculate the perimeter of this shape. For us to calculate the perimeter of this shape, we need to determine the value of KL. And KL is the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle. So we are going to apply what we call the Pythagoras theorem. That's hypotenuse square equals to opposite square plus adjacent square. So in this case, we now have KL square to be equals to opposite, which is 12.8 square plus adjacent, which is also 12.8 square. So we now have KL square to be equal to, what is 12.8 square? That's 163.84. Then we have 163.84. So in this case, we now have KL square to be equals to the sum of 163.84 plus the 163.84. So we are going to have that to be equal to 327.68. Now for us to find the value of KL, we take the square root of both sides. By taking the square root of both sides, so we have the value of KL to be equals to 18.1019 centimeter. So that's the value of KL. So the next thing for us to determine is the perimeter of the circular arc JL. as a part of the semicircle. So in that case, we determine the perimeter of semicircular arc, that is of circular arc, and the formula is pi r. So in that case, it means that anywhere we see r, we substitute the value of r, which is the radius, at 6.4. Then perimeter of, that is arc JL, which is equals to, that will be equals to pi times 6.4 centimeter. So in that case, what are we going to have? So pi times 6.4 centimeter will give us 20.161062 centimeter. So that's the value of the perimeter of the circular arc JL. So in this case, for us to now find the perimeter of the whole shape, so we are going to have the perimeter to be equals to, that will be equals to the sum of KL, which is 18.1019, then plus the perimeter of the circular arc, which is 20.1062, then plus JK, and JK is equals to 12.8, and the sum of 18.1019 then plus 20.9062 plus 12.8 equals to 51.0 centimeter. That's to 3-signal figure. So we write the answer. So that's the solution to question 7B. Now we move to question number 8. These are the 5 terms of a sequence. That is the first 5 terms of a sequence. 11, 18, 25, 32, 39. Find an expression for the n term of the sequence. Now, the first thing you need to do is to study the nature of the sequence. Now, looking at the sequence that we have here, the first thing we need to do now is to know whether this sequence is a linear sequence, is a quadratic sequence, is a cubic sequence, and if the sequence is a geometric sequence. Now, looking at what we have here, we can check the difference. You can see that we check the difference between the second term and the first term here is, checking the first difference, that's 7. If we check this also, 25 minus 18, that's also 7. So this is 7. 39 minus 32 is also 7. So the first difference we have here are the same. So in this case, the common difference is 7, which shows that this sequence is a linear sequence. So the value of D from this sequence, D, common difference D is 7. And what's the first term from here? The first term, which is A, is 11. Now we need to determine the n term of the sequence. That's Tn. What's the formula for finding Tn? N term of a sequence. A plus n minus bracket minus 1t. So in this case, we need to substitute A. What's the value of A? 11. Then n minus 1 bracket. What is this? 7. Then we expand the bracket. We have 11 plus this 7 we have here. The 7 we multiply n, it will also multiply minus 1. 7 times n, we have 7n, then minus 7. Now, collecting the like terms, we have 11 minus 7, and that is 4. So the answer is now, what do we have as our answer? That is equals to 4n plus 7. That's the n term of the sequence. We write the answer 4n plus 7. That is the solution to question number 8. Now we move to question number 9. The value of a car is $8,000. Each year, the value of the car decreases exponentially by 25%. The key phrase here is very important. Decreases exponentially by 25%. Calculate the value of this car after 3 years. So this question is based on depreciation. Now, what is the formula for calculating depreciation? That is calculating the value of an item after n years of depreciation. Now, A is equals to P into 1 minus R divided by 100 raised to the power of n. P represents the original value of this car, which is $8,000. R represents the rate of depreciation, which is 25%. And n represents the number of years, which is 3. So we substitute the value. What is P? That's 8,000. Then multiply by 1 minus R, which is 25. So we have 25 divided by 100 raised to the power of n, which is 3. So we simplify further. Simplifying further, we have this to be equals to now we have 8,000 into brackets. Now 1 minus 25 over 100 will give us 75 over 100, and that is 0.75. So we have this to be 0.75. Then we have raised to the power of 3. So this will give us 8,000 times 0.75 raised to the power of 3. That will give us 0.4218. 0.421875. So we have 0. So to 4 decimal places, we have this to be 0.4219. So in this case, we have this to be equals to 3000 times 0.4219. So that will give us approximately 3,375 dollars. So we have this will be $3,375. That's the solution to the question number 9. Now we move to question number 10. Invest 1,500 in an account. The account pays compound interest at a rate of R% per year. At the end of 8 years, the value of its investment is $1,656.73. Find the value of R. Now, we need to write a formula for calculating amount, which represent the value of investment after n years for compound interest. So in this case, the formula is A equals to P into 1 plus R divided by 100 raised to the power of n. So this is our P. That's the original amount invested, and this is the amount yield after 8 years. That is the value of investment. So in this case, was A. So we substitute 1656.73 is equals to P 1,500 into 1 plus R divided by 100, then raised to the power of n, which is 8 from the question. So in this case, we can reduce this equation by dividing both sides by 1,500. So dividing both sides by 1,500, what are we going to have? 1,500. So 1,500 here 1, 1,500 here 1. Now 1656.73 divided by 15. We are going to have 1.1045 is equal to 1 plus R divided by 100 raised to the power of 8. Now, how do we remove this 8 as a power here? What we can do is to take the 8th root of both sides. By taking the 8th root of both sides, so we take 8th root of 1.1045 equals to 8th root of 1 plus R divided by 100 raised to the power of 8. So in this case, these will go with the 8th root. So what is the 8th root of 1.1045? The 8th root of 1.1045 will give us 1.0125. 1.0125. So we have 1.0125. And that is equals to 1 plus R divided by 100. So the next thing for us to do is to collect the like term. So by collecting the like term, it means we take this 1 to the left here. So we have 1.0125 minus 1 equals to R divided by 100. So 1.0125 minus 1 will give us 0.0125. equals to r over 100. So in this case, for us to find the value of r, it means we are going to cross multiply. This is like over 1. So by cross multiply, what are we going to have? Cross multiplying. So r times 1 will give us r. So r will give us r times 1, which is r, that will be equals to 0.0125 times 100. So 0.0125 times 100 will give us 1.25. So it means that the value of r equals to 1.25. That is the solution to the problem. Thank you.